Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be having a look at Gaden Gens. Now, if you've been on Twitter recently or just kind of on the whole community, you would have seen this generator, this bot, pop up a lot because it's got a lot of attention recently for being one of the best generators. This thing can generate Nike accounts and Outlook accounts, and although that's only 2 sites, more are meant to be coming soon. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the bot, I'm going to show you about it, I'm going to discuss whether you should buy it, what it can do, what it's like to use. Simple stuff. Let's get straight into it. So first of all, this bot is free. It's in a free beta, so if you're lucky enough to get a copy through a group buy restock, it's free for now. It's probably going to go paid in the future, but that is a bonus because right now it's free to use, which is insane. It's a great tool. So as you can see here, I'm on the tasks page, and you know, the first thing you look at when you see this bot is just the beautiful UI. Now, this is just the colors of their logo, but they've done it in such a way with these stripes here, with the little like clouds there. For such a small bot, because essentially this has only been out for what, 2 months. This has a nicer GUI than so many other bots, and it's fast. It's not buggy. When I click, a lot of the time, I've used this bot a lot. I've generated literally hundreds of accounts with it, and it's snappy. It's fast. It's responsive. The owner, Gaden, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, by the way, but oh well. He is an absolute master at this because seriously, one of the nicest UIs, one of the nicest bots generators to use. It is incredible, and GUI, I do love it. Now, I'm a big CLI fan, but a GUI like this, you can't go wrong. So here we have the 2 different like modules there are, and there's this question mark one, so this is locked, but this is a site coming soon essentially. I'm not too sure what it is, but we have Nike and Outlook. So these are actually a little bit different. Obviously the site's different, but one is a browser and one is a request. Now, a request is nothing pops up on the screen. It's kind of a seamless ping to the website, and it will then do a command off that. It's like how bots like Cyber work. Nothing pops up on screen. It's very behind the scenes, and it's faster. However, a browser is when a window will actually pop up and it will look like you're manually typing out the details, and it's a little bit slower, but they essentially work the same. Browser takes up a little bit more RAM and you need a better computer to run it on, but essentially they're the same, but request is a little bit quicker. That's why you'll be able to generate more Outlook accounts and easier than you would be able to do Nike accounts. But it's essentially the same, very similar. You just need to know the difference between them because you might start freaking out and you see Windows start popping up on your screen. Export group, this is just the group that you want to send all your stuff to. So I have all my groups here. Out, short for Outlook, default, Nike, Gmail, and then the Outlooks I'm selling forwarded. So pretty simple stuff. You can then also choose a domain, which is pretty cool. So you can do Outlook or Hotmail. Again, pretty standard stuff, but it's nice to have that variety. I just stick to Outlook, but Outlooks don't work for every raffle if you are into raffle botting. Some raffles, I believe, like BSTN, I'm not too sure. I don't want to start clipping loops, but I know certain raffles, the strict ones, do sometimes completely clip emails if they're not Gmail. So that's something to think about. Then we also have the mail. So this is forwarding. So you can either do no forwarding, so you could use a program potentially like Mailbird to have them all in one inbox. Or you could forward, although Outlook forwarding is a little bit slower, you can either forward to a catch-all. So this is an email. So let's say let's just call it, let's say I owned George's domain.com. This means essentially this will be my catch-all. Any email that I'd put at the start, so it could be just one or it could be that, it would all forward it to the same email. It's just essentially catching all emails that go to a certain domain. You could use that, but I think it's personally better to use just domains. You don't want to send too many to one, otherwise they'll notice a pattern and they'll clip them. So yeah, probably spread these out, although I don't want to be giving loads of advice. Honestly, half of what I say is probably completely wrong. Check the comments, there's smarter people than me out there who watch these videos. But yeah, you can either choose to forward to mail or a catch-all, and that's right there. Then the SMS region. So when you are creating these accounts, you need to verify using an SMS. Now, instead of having a phone, having loads of phone numbers, you can do that if you're creating them manually. However, what this does is this sends it to certain websites. So as you can see, SMS activate. This does support a few websites, which is really cool. And you can actually select the region. So here you go. You can see the different regions here. And you can see nothing's popping up there. But if I switch this, you can see all the different regions that you can. So this is for 5SIM. And then if I switch it again, online SIM, and then switch it again, SMS activate. And they're all the different providers for SMS that this supports. And on 5SIM, you can see all the prices. They're super cheap, literally pennies. So you can generate loads of accounts using these. Obviously, the better countries, the ones that look more legit. So if I type U for United Kingdom, you'll see that'll be a little bit more expensive than the other countries, but nothing crazy. It's a little bit more expensive, just means it's a higher quality phone number. Some people might want to go for the higher quality. Some people might go for the lower quality. It is what it is. When UAE, that literally doesn't matter. or you can just refresh, whatever. Also, adding an alias. So one really cool thing about Outlooks is you can actually, one email can have 3 emails. So that's one Outlook account can have 3 emails connected to it. It's really cool. It's aliases. Add a recovery code. Can do that. I think it makes it a little bit slower if you add a recovery code. That's just down there. Sorry, you might not have been able to see that. Add a recovery code. Literally, is whether you need a recovery code to enter the account. Some people can use it. I probably wouldn't use it, but you can. It can make it easier to recover it if you don't have the phone number though, so it might be something you want to consider. And then you can also rotate proxy on capture. I disable this because I don't use maybe the highest quality proxies that I should. Slate me in the comments. It's just something I do. I'm a little bit lazy. But yeah, I don't like to do that because otherwise it just gets in a loop. I'd rather just fire through the accounts and just, I'm happy to spend a little bit of money on 2 capture or cap monster or whatever, just to solve the captures. And then the instance count, this is how many instances you want. So 150 this is 150 accounts times 3 if you think about it. So yeah, that's a lot, and you can just do that. Then you can duplicate this and you can just fire through loads. So yeah, at the bottom here we have the start, duplicate and delete button. And yeah, at the top here you can also hide these and make it like smaller if you have loads running. You can also create more here and start all, pause all, and you can also wipe. So if you have things here, you can just kind of wipe the current statistics. So yeah, that's Outlook accounts. That might have been a little bit boring for people who aren't interested. However, Nike accounts, which you might be more interested in, Nike browser, it's pretty much the same. You select your group, which would be, oh, let me delete this one over here. You select the group, you select the mails you want to use. So I don't recommend using a catch-all because it's a little bit dodgy. I would use mail. So I've imported a bunch of Gmail accounts in here, but you could just use the Outlooks you generated. You can set the password to random, but if you want a specific one, you can type it in there. You can receive a newsletter. This is really good for Gmail health. Birth month random. This, you can set that to what you want. Again, SMS region, you can do all that stuff there. And then the account region, you probably want to set that to the region you'll be entering on. So United States, Germany, United Kingdom, similar stuff. And then also hidden browser load images. If that's on, that will have higher data usage, so bear that in mind. And then also the retry SMS code. That is all generation done. It's that simple. However, on this page here, this is the proxies page. This will be blurred out. And if I head out down to accounts, you can see all the accounts I've created. So I've got 12 Gmails that I've just thrown in there for my Nike accounts. Then I've generated 8 Nike accounts in total. Had a few errors with them, waiting for an update to come out just to smooth out the process a little bit. I've got 370-ish Outlooks. So you can see that I've got 171 there, 102 there, and 108 there. These are all forwarded. I'm looking to sell these. See if I can make a little bit of money, to be honest. But yeah, they're very cheap to create. A lot cheaper than potentially any other Outlook gens. Because if I go to settings, again, webhook will be blurred out. But it's because they support all these different SIM API people. It means they can kind of find the best one, the cheapest one, highest quality one. You can literally choose. That's a great thing with this generator. You can choose whether you want to go for maybe super high quality accounts that are more expensive to make, or you can go for really cheap accounts in bulk. Some might get clipped, but the majority of them will stay through. Again, it's literally your preference, and that's what this gives you here. It gives you all the different tiers of from pretty cheap to pretty expensive or in the middle. You know what I mean? And then you also have a 2 capture key there. That'll be blurred out. You also have show Discord name in public webhook. I'm going to keep that ticked. I want people to know what I'm doing. I want people to know. You can see when I'm generating accounts. It's pretty cool. Custom task timeout in seconds. That's how long. You can literally set this to custom. So how long there is between, in seconds, your next task starting. That's just there. And then the delay between key presses in milliseconds. This is just the how long it will be between you typing in numbers in milliseconds. So you can leave these blank because it'll just do it itself. But if you really want to specify what it is, you can do that. That is pretty much it for using it. It's a super simple bot to use. I'm just going to head back to the task page because it's so beautiful. And yeah, so who should really buy this bot? If you are in EU, you need Outlooks, Raffle botting, you need to move on to it. Honestly, if you're not starting Raffle botting, I don't know what you're doing. Comment down below if you do want me to start a Raffle botting series. I would love to. I just don't know if you guys actually want to see that. It feels like everyone wants live cops, but I don't know how to do a Raffle series. Give me some ideas in the comments below because I will read them. But yeah, this is essentially essential to anything you want to do with Raffle botting, because this Outlook request module will change your life essentially. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It is insane, and yeah, it's so simple to use, so cheap. I've literally used this. You've seen the accounts I've generated. It's sick. But I'm going to be reviewing a lot more generators on the channel, so do subscribe so you can actually see that. I'm going to be potentially comparing a few in future videos. So yeah, if you want to, if you're in the US, it could be a good idea to buy this for Nike. But I'm going to start Nike botting. I've got used sneakers and 𝙎𝙋𝙊𝙍𝙎 Gen as well that I'm going to be going through in the next few videos. I'm going to be really getting into Nike botting, see what I can do. But yeah, if you've enjoyed, like the video, comment down below if what you want. Dislike the video if you hate me. Feel free to, it's there. And I'll see you in another video.